Hello everyone, and welcome to Tabletop Bastion. This is Isaac.
And this is Aaron.
Today we're diving into the Embers of War set for Heroscape, where it sits in the totem pole for us as a group, and our thoughts on it since release.
Let's get into it. First, we've got Chana the Zenith Wing. I think this is one of the better familiars. As somebody who runs a lot of Dryans, the stealth flying feels really good. The healing is kind of iffy for me. I've not gotten a ton of value out of it, but stealth flying, especially for things like glyph control, feel really good.
I think the fact that she has stealth flying is huge, and sitting at 30 points, it's really nice. But on Shu, I think the other familiar, the double attack is going to put it above her for a while. I think in the future, depending on whatever other beast release that she could benefit from, she'll be a bit more impactful. But for now, I think kind of hard to use, because I don't feel like the healing is worth it most of the time.
I agree, but for now, I'm going to put her at somewhat impactful.
I'll go with somewhat impactful, only because I do think she has a place, and with 3 health and 3 defense dice, and she's going to have height advantage in most cases, I think she deserves that.
Next, we've got Crimson Widow, and I've played against Crimson Widow a few times, with her using her effect to make Festering Honor Guard pirates, and giving Festering Honor Guard an extra dice to attack with is scary.
It is very scary. Knowing that Festering Honor Guard is already one of the strongest armies paired with the Queen in the game, usually bears are the only thing that can really hold it down, and Scathereth does a good job, but she came out of left field, honestly. Every game we've played against her and with her, she has been a phenomenal addition. The 150 points is a little steep, but the amount of extra dice you can get, depending on what you make a pirate, is definitely worth it.
Definitely impactful and fun for me.
Impactful and fun, hands down. Allowing you to have more stuff to do with your X-Order marker is huge, and any extra attack dice is a good thing in my books.
Next, we've got the Dreadnoughts. The Dreadnoughts, as somebody who loves playing bears, are scary. Their extra damage, whenever they get to deal damage, is deathly to these 2 health squads, and they have 2 health themselves, so they're a little hard to kill.
Yeah, I think the Dreadnoughts of Caraway are phenomenal. I've seen nothing but good games with them, and I have played against them, and they are incredibly impactful. 2 HP on a squad, there is only 3 of them, but with their 3 attack and 3 defense, and their capability to get through your defense with Mortal Blow, it has been awesome to watch. It has been fun to play against, because I am biting my tongue and hoping that they don't get any damage through, because they will just kill anything they want, especially if you get surrounded by 3 of them.
And all of this, not to mention their bonding. They still get bonding with their captain.
Which, honestly, I think that is amazing. Giving them bonding feels so sweet, and especially it kind of pulls away, because a lot of the pirate squads have 4, and so you kind of feel like, I don't know, they're 80 points, and there's 3 of them, and you might feel 50-50 on Mortal Blow, but you could put everything to rest just knowing they have bonding.
I was really close to putting these guys in consistently great, but their niche, if they're going up against a 1 health squad, I don't think they're quite as good, so I'm going to leave them at impactful and fun.
I also agree. I think impactful and fun is a great place to put them. If they were a 1 HP squad, and if they were common, I think it'd be even lower. But honestly, where they sit, I think it's a great stat line, and 6 movement's amazing, so I'm going to go with impactful and fun as well.
Next up, we've got Deflectatron, and Deflectatron looked so cool when I first saw it, and then I played against it in a match, and realizing that he just does not apply enough pressure.
I really thought Deflectatron was going to be in every single army, and I was going to see it a lot at locals and tournaments, but that just wasn't the case. A lot of people aren't a huge fan, but he is the lowest point value of a contemporary mini we have yet to in Newscape. So I think he has a place, but I am on the same page as Aaron as this, as every game I've used him or played against him, it's not been as big a deal as I thought.
Yeah, he's kind of a mini you just throw on the battlefield and forget about him. You will not put an order marker on him. Really, his best use is to obstruct clear sight for aura abilities.
I agree. His ability to shut down, say, Raylan the Kyrie Warrior has been helpful in games for a couple of us. But if that's all you're doing with him, it's okay. But if you have the open points, I see why you'd run him. If you are sitting on, like, say, 30-point gap, I know some people's favorite army mashups have, like, a 20 to 30-point gap. And if you could fit him into your point total for the tournament, I'd say he's worth throwing in. But do not put an order marker on him.
I think up his health and get rid of the passive, and you would have an incredibly fun to use unit. But for now, he's got to be in hard to use.
Yeah, hard to use for me as well. And then something I will mention that Aaron here has told me before, he is a Soulborg, meaning for all-time players, since he's a common hero, there's some more fun armies you could make with him, but if we're talking from a contemporary standpoint, he's hard to use.
Next, we have the Gallery, and these are all you.
I absolutely love the Gallery. I've been playing with them consistently since release, probably 20 games with them at least, and I think they're phenomenal, but they are not as good at defending as I thought they would be, especially with you go, okay, I use their order marker ability to get them into position. I purposely give height to my opponent, and I have a higher defense. But the truth is, you're always going to roll more attack dice than you ever will defense, and you feel it with them. Water feels a lot better, but anything that wants to kill a Gallery will. And especially once your opponent understands they can be on a lower level or the same level, and you go down to 2 dice, they'll never purposely get height advantage on you again.
Yeah, these are so cool. I love their design. I think for me they land around somewhat impactful.
I think somewhat impactful is a great place to put them because they're very map specific to me. They are one of my favorite designs in Heroscape. I absolutely love the style of like merfolk-esque creatures. Their wings are very annoying to use on a jungle map. There's a couple tournament maps where you cannot place them in certain areas, especially if there's a tree, a divot, and a cliff, which is rough when you want them to be at the base of a lot of cliffs. But they work great for the Krakenling, which we will get to here in a minute.
Next, we have the Great Bow Archers, and these guys are scary if they have something in front of them. They are, unfortunately, a little bit hard to use with relying on your opponent to position poorly.
Oh, I completely agree. You are trying to play chess, but you're relying on your opponent to move your pawns where you want them. I think they are incredibly strong. They are only a 2-unit squad, which has its drawbacks for 80 points. But in the games that we have played as a group, one of our group members, David, he actually loves these guys, and he has done some amazing things with them. But it has been through lots of trials and tribulations to get it right.
Yeah, he puts a queen in front of him and makes you run at the queen, and that is never a good idea.
And so you're sitting there counting, if I move this far, how many dice am I getting shot with? So this is hard to use for me.
I think it definitely lands in hard to use. You have to be really good at kiting. Garushia, and boy do I have opinions about Garushia. I think this is the worst Dryan out of his box. I think that there is a familiar that just does what he wants to do better and cheaper than he does. He wants to be about 1 hex away, but his ability needs you to run him in and set him there, and I just don't think he has the stat line to do that.
I totally agree. The 6 HP is nice, and they try their best to make up for that with the 90 points, but it doesn't feel good. We've played with him. I've played against him. He doesn't feel like you'd think he would, especially for a hero to have this much text on the card and feel like it does nothing. I see they tried to fix some issues with reach, giving him reach, which I do love the keyword reach, but it didn't do much. And there's no beast right now in the game, in my opinion, that really helps him like push up or stand out for that. And I think there's just better Dryans. They do what he does, but better.
Yeah, I think I would much rather just run Vrono, who we'll be talking about later. So, unfortunately, that lands him in why would you run this?
As of right now, he's going to be in Why Would You Run This For Me. In the future, he might be hard to use. Things might change. There might be some better support for him, or he might fit a different niche. But he's definitely too inconsistent, and there's no reason to run him.
Next, we have Holochot, and Holochot, I have such high hopes for the future for Holochot, but right now, the 2 familiars is nice, but I would love to see a large beast, and I do think that is going to happen. Unfortunately, right now, with the flying and the 2 attacks, Holochot wants to be in melee range to make use of those attacks. However, Holochot's a little squishy, and the second beast doesn't always make up for that.
That is very true. I do agree with Aaron here. The fact that it is small, medium, or large beast puts an amazing opportunity for the future. And we would love to see more beasts in Heroscape anyway, especially with all these Dryans having Command the Wild or Command Familiar in some sort. It would be an amazing, amazing hero to know that you could control 2 large beasts. We don't even know what their plans are for large beasts in Newscape, so like from what we know of the past, they're pretty good. Especially with, what is it, the Ice Trolls?
The Ice Troll in all-time does seem like a fun strategy. I've not been able to try it out yet, unfortunately.
And then I do like how he has some coverage with Staff of the Long Hand, special attack, a ranged attack. It's only 2 dice, but we love a ranged attack, especially on a melee mini. Flying does help. I personally love the actual mini. I love the design, kind of flying on the cloak there. I know a lot of people were worried about its size, and there was a lot of debate within the community of like, he's too big, they didn't do their STL files right. But we measured him, and he is a large 8.
Now, I think falls in the hard to use. In the future, I think this could so easily be impactful and fun.
For me, he's going to fall into hard to use, but I think in the future, he's going to be consistently great. You get good beast and more beast releases, he will be the #1 target on the map to kill.
Next up, we have Marachot, Mind Whisperer, and I love this guy. He is so interesting in the way he attacks. His staff ability, where he guarantees 2 skulls on every single attack, is so strong.
It's phenomenal. It has done amazing work for Aaron, and it ensures that common squads suffer. Common squads suffer around him a lot.
Yes. And with the familiar bonding, I personally almost wish they would have lowered his points and dropped his last ability, but it is really fun if you're running him with other heroes to give them an extra turn. I have never once gotten to control an enemy unit on him, so I think that particular ability is a little inconsistent, but I do think he lands in somewhat impactful solely for his attacking.
Yeah, Staff of, how do you pronounce that? Caprian?
Close enough.
We'll go with that. That's what I'm going with. Staff of Carpet. It is fantastic. It has done so much work. I agree. I think the point total should be lowered, and the last ability seems a little bit too difficult to pull off for most of the games that I've seen and played against him. But I am curious on the lore behind it. I would love to, in the upcoming release of the Tome of Annihilation, to see if there's a reason this ability's on him. Maybe he has some special powers with his voice that I'm unaware of. Because for me, the rule of cool is pretty important. And if this is part of his lore, I get it.
Up next, we have Krakenling, which Krakenling is so scary when you have been running him against me.
I am in love with the Krakenling. It's probably my favorite mini to date in contemporary Heroscape. His warp space ability has made for so many fun plays. Normally, in a tabletop like Heroscape, I don't think of like crazy montage moments, but I would love to make just a silly montage of all the times I've warped in and just triple attacked something to death, because having 4 attack dice on a triple attack with a warp is amazing. A lot of times players will try to block me off, and I am able to just completely go through their front line. I will say, the lot of times when I tested playing him, I made the mistake of always putting order markers on him to move him. Running the gallery with him is a much better call, and just slowly moving him forward until you can warp right into the assassinate.
Yeah, and as somebody who has faced your Krakenling a lot, it creates such hype moments. Every roll both from and against the Krakenling, especially when it's at full health, is so impactful. It has literally had me jump out of my chair before. So I think he is so fun and makes the game so interesting. He lands squarely and impactful and fun.
I agree. I agree with impactful and fun. The reason I'm not going to go with consistently great is because he's not. The 4 movement, even with the Gelry's extra movement that they get from their order marker placement at the beginning of the round, he isn't consistent. And if a player knows how to play against him and they use the ranged kiting effects well, he will never get a triple attack. Your best bet is to creep him up, and the impact that I've had with him has been so fun. It has been amazing. The 5 defense dice feels good. The 3 HP feels good, but when you do lose an HP, you can feel it. Rolling 15 dice with a height advantage is something I've done consistently with him. It's my favorite thing.
Next, we have Scions of Ikaria, and oh boy, if there were more dragons other than Zenithrax in Contemporary, I think these guys would be super fun.
I don't think Sonlin and Zenithrax can carry these guys hard enough right now, but they have a place in the future. More dragons, more archmages, kings and queens. Having a ranged green scales, I think, was a phenomenal idea. I like them design-wise more than the green scales because I think the dragon designs, especially of the 3 main dragons, is so cool.
While we're not ranking on their abilities in all time, these guys with a dragon like Charos who wants to be front and center, let these guys be ranged, I think sounds like a really fun army.
I think that would be a fantastic army. I was surprised to see that these guys weren't 2 HP, because there's only 3 of them, and I really thought they'd be 2 HP, but they aren't.
I do think they would have benefited a lot from 2 HP.
I think they would have as well, because knowing they only have 2 defense dice, they're going to be really easy to kill. They have 2 defense dice, 2 attack, and they're aiming for their ranged. The things that I've seen with all-time armies is people like to run green scales with them and then their favorite dragon. And I think that is a fantastic way to run them in all-time. But as for Contemporary, I'll do impactful and fun because I think they're very fun to use. I'm a little torn on the impactful part, but I guess it just kind of depends on what you're running them with.
I think these guys get a few brownie points from me. I love dragons and high fantasy, so they land squarely and impactful and fun for me. Finally, we have Vrono, and Vrono is just better Garusha.
He completely better point value for the health, better overall effect, and he's a small 4. You can put him in a lot of places.
Run him with Haluchat, or I've been running him with Awashia to help guard her. He does put in work.
Because he is a beast. You're getting that bonding effect.
He unfortunately does. He is harder to use on tournament maps because it is a little easier to get around him. But when he goes off and like his ability procs, it does feel really nice to just say, nope, you're not moving towards me.
We have had some games where he has done some phenomenal blocking, and we love to see it. We love to see just a small mini causing such a huge impact, especially for large ones. We've been able to put him into some places where, on some all-time maps, where he just full-on says, you shall not pass.
You know, the more we talk about him, I had him at hard to use. I think I might put him in somewhat impactful.
Man, I'm keeping him in hard to use, only because I struggle using him and seeing how to place him, but I know as more experienced player to Heroscape, because I'm pretty new, would probably consider him somewhat impactful, so I could see that. Well, that was Embers of War.
And unfortunately, I don't think there was any super standout units. Nothing super game-defining, but a lot of really fun units to try and incorporate into your armies.
Yeah, I wouldn't say there was anything consistently great, but let us know what you guys think in the comments. I know there's some really good army builders out there, and I'm pretty new, and I'd love to see what you guys come up with. Anything else for Embers of War?
I think that's all we got.
Well, this has been Isaac.
And Aaron.
Thank you guys for joining us at Tabletop Bastion. Stay tuned for future videos on the G.I. Joe Master Set. Bye-bye. God, did my voice cut too bad at the end there?